What is going on out there, peeps? All right, man. Jeez, I've been reading a ton about long-term investments into Iraq as well as into Vietnam. So there's a lot of interesting things that, for some reason, man. Again, I don't want to get everybody overjuiced or nothing, but there's a lot of things happening in Iraq that I can't help but think to myself, I'm not sure how they're going to do these things or how any of these are going to be possible without having a currency that's not recognized internationally. All right, I just don't know how some of these agreements that they're getting into are going to be able to be fulfilled without having their currency rate change or at least recognize it internationally. Now there is some type of conference that's coming up in July where they, of course, open up to the rest of the world to come right in and think about investing into Iraq. There's going to be a plethora of nations invited, and I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of them come. Now, having said that, again, it's going to be really hard for this to be accomplished if they don't have a currency that's recognizable internationally, that is. So just very interesting. So let's go over what's going on in the news. But before we get started, a quick reminder, everybody, I have a Facebook group with the same name as my YouTube channel. Come and join us. It's Pimpy's Investment Chat. I will leave a link in the description for you to come and join us. In here we talk about everything from Iraqi dinar, Vietnam dong, to gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, you name it. Over here I have a second group called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. It is a conspiracy type group. So 9/11, false flag events, school shootings, chemtrails, you name it, Jasera and Nisera, all those types of things are talked about in here. So please come join us. The link for both of these will be in the description. All you got to do is click it and come join. Okay? So let's get into the news and what's going on in Iraqi. All right? Parliamentary finance. The government does not have the right to borrow abroad without the approval of Parliament. Okay, a member of Parliament Finance Committee, Guado, said on Sunday that the government does not have the legal framework to borrow without going through Parliament. Interesting. Guado said in a televised statement followed by let me get a crack at this. Is it Akbaria? That Parliament rejects external borrowing from abroad and prefers internal borrowing to bridge the deficit of the crisis in the country. He added, in the event of external borrowing, it must pass through the House of Representatives, and that external borrowing should be with the knowledge of the Parliament Financial Committee and Parliament. Very interesting that a lot of things have to go through Parliament, considering the bulk of the people voting are all, majority of them are Iranian-backed people. This leads me back to Al-Kadhimi meeting with the president, Souley, about possibly dissolving the parliament. So I have a feeling we're going to find out how realistic that is this next coming week. I think they should, because the UN, the United States, and all of them want them to do away with being influenced by Iran. But is it necessary? I'm not sure. It could have just been a ploy used to get them to agree to the remaining cabinet positions, and they talk about that later on. So here we go. Parliament resumes its sessions next Wednesday. So this Wednesday coming up, the Council of Representatives will hold its regular session next Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The statement of the presidency of the House of Representatives said that Farad News Agency received a copy of the session's agenda, including discussing a number of laws listed on its agenda. Let's get that going. Let's get that crack-a-lacking, all right? We got to pass some laws and complete that as well. This is very interesting. Parliament, Rapporteur. Al-Kadhimi has completed his cabinet and is waiting its dispatch. Okay, Parliament Rapporteur Ali announced on Sunday that the Prime Minister has completed the nominations of his cabinet for the vacant ministries, including the Parliament, is awaiting the arrival of the names to determine the date of the session. So we know that the Kurds have been coming over and meeting nonstop with representatives in Baghdad, and I have a feeling that's what it is. They've all agreed upon the remaining cabinet members, and I told you this week coming up, watch, they're going to get that completed as well. Talk about a whoosh, cracking a whip, man. Go Al-Kadhimi. And that might be why you've seen the story float out about dissolving Parliament. It might have been to get these guys to hurry up and get this done. So the Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi decided the nominations for the vacant ministries and the remaining vacant, and in the process of sending them to Parliament with their CVs. Okay, so she added that the names did not reach the council yet, noting that the day of the session will be decided after the names arrive to the presidency. She explains the dialogue indicate that readiness for all the blocs to attend the session to vote on the remaining vacant ministries. So if they're meeting on Wednesday, let's see if they can get that done at the same time. Again, today is the last day of May. We're now getting into June. There is a lot of reason to believe what we want done is going to be done in June. A lot of things out there. Okay, so let's just put out there positive vibes, all right? Positive juju. Positive mojo, okay? All right, let's, I couldn't help but notice that in in June as well, Vegas is open. Call that a coincidence. I don't know. I'm just saying. They must know we want a place to celebrate once this is done. Okay. KRG takes first step towards releasing debt. Financial reports. So what's going on here? Okay. The Kurdistan region, the GRG, said on Sunday that it will send special reports about the regional debts and financial commitments to the KRG's Financial Monitoring Diwan. According to the statement, the decision was made during a meeting chaired by the KRGB Prime Minister Barzani and attended by the KRG Deputy Prime Minister Talabani and relevant ministries. So, okay, again, they just got done meeting with Baghdad. It looks to me like there's, again, the Kurdistan people and Iraq have to get on the same page. That's one of the things the UN wants. So it looks like some moves are also happening in the Kurdistan region. All right? I think this is funny. These guys sitting here with these masks on. First of all, they're already sitting more than about 6 feet apart. Good Lord, look how big this table is. The Iraqi government officially approached the parliament for external borrowing. Okay, this kind of a continuation of the article that we read earlier. So the PM from the bloc's open parliament fought Lawi on Sunday for sending the government of Iraq writers to parliament on borrowing outside. Falawi told Twilight News that the government is not able to resort to borrowing the outside without the approval. Yeah, we just read something similar to that. A couple of things. If they're going to borrow money internally, I know you're thinking the same thing I am. It sure would be a big help if these guys had more purchasing power, more value to their currency. I keep telling you, there's a lot of things, man, that seem to be pointing something about June. Again, I'm trying not to get put out there a bunch of hopium, but I can't help but feel like June is our month. Again, I'm not trying to overhype people because there are a few things, as you guys know. Trump told everybody, not only does he plan on us having a good third quarter, which starts here shortly, tomorrow starts the third quarter, but he's anticipating a phenomenal fourth quarter of 2020 and an even better year in 2021. Well, Trump, we can think of some ways to make that happen, especially around the world. I said this before. See, in order for us to do really good economically, we can't just do it by ourselves. We're going to need some help. We're going to need other countries to be on a level playing field. They're all going to have to be getting off their tuchuses, coming out of quarantine, and everybody start going back to work so people can start thriving in a new economical community that's going to be born from the quarantine. Okay, so Trump, you want to give a boom to the economies around the world? Make that rate change happen. An opportunity to move the relationships between Iraq and America from friendship to partnership or even alliance. That's like friends with benefits. What? So this is a long report that goes on to explain exactly what's going to be going on. As we talked about before, they're going to be meeting here in June. It's going to be happening here. According to the information, the dialogue begins on the 10th and the 11th of June. 10th and the 11th of June. Okay. Here. So Thursday and Friday. So could it be possible that on the 14th or the 21st we get some good news? Because let's see, the negotiations will start at a level lower than the foreign minister of the two countries, and the dialogue groups were divided into three groups, which are one is political, one is military, and one is economic. That's the one we like. The dialogue was agreed upon between the two sides during the government under former Prime Minister Mahdi last year. The current Prime Minister Kademi inherited this dialogue from among the many most negative legacy of his predecessor's government. That's just terrible. Okay, so look, if Kademi is anything like he seems to be at this time, I'm expecting some phenomenal news to come out of these meetings. Is it the type of news we're hoping for? Let's hope. All right, you guys. Anyways, all the articles that I'm reading, again, some related, some not related, to what's going on in Iraq, point to June. Very, very interesting. Anyways, I'm curious because I know a lot of you guys are out there hearing things. What are you hearing? Are you guys hearing the same thing? Like June is our month? Or, everybody knows that the 4th of July for Trump is a big month. He's very patriotic. The 4th of July this year will fall on a Saturday. We're not going to be dealing with this quarantine crap anymore. I can tell you that. So once we get going and stuff, don't think twice that Trump is not going to plan yet again another huge 4th of July event. And boy, what a way to celebrate our independence. Heck, if Trump changes the rate, it would be a great way to change the independence of a lot of countries worldwide. You know what I mean? So anyways, you guys, I'm just curious what you're hearing. As usual, I'll leave the links. You could go through here and read this. There's just a lot of stuff talking about what they're going to be, what we've already said, what they're going to be talking about, what they plan on doing with the ISIS, the economy, the political, the Iranian forces, the whole 9 yards like that. Nothing directly in regards to the exchange rate, but I have a feeling that it's a big part of it. All right, you guys? Anyways, let me know what you're hearing out there because this is very interesting. So is June our month? Is June going to be the month that this finally happens after so many years for so many of you? Seriously, I mean, people are suffering around the world. You want to talk about a jubilee? Make this happen, man. Good Lord. All right, you guys, let me know what you think. Hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe because it does help out the channel. I apologize for the late video. Again, I've been reading up a storm, just trying to find some different approaches or different things I can share with you outside of just the news all the time. But that's what I have so far. All right, you guys. And don't forget, if you guys are interested in the groups, come join us. It's free to do so. The links will be in the description. All right, you guys. I'll catch you later.